In this video, we have 3 cover price spec books and 4 cold keys. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
This is my second installment of my new collaboration with Key Collector Comics and the new category over on their app called Bry's Comics Presents. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, I cannot stress how valuable of a resource it is. For only $1.99 a month, half the price of a comic book, you get a wealth of information that, if harnessed correctly, can translate into some sweet profit when flipping comics. And it's the #1 tool to use to have this hobby fund itself. Use code Bry's Comics for a free 2-week trial of the full version of the app. Also, congratulations to Steve Sowell. Steve, you won this awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles slab from a previous video. And we also have the 8K giveaway going on right now for this awesome stack of books. Berserker #1, 3rd print foil in a CGC 9.8, and this awesome set of spec books right here. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video. When we hit 8K, I'm going to pick a random comment, check that that person is subscribed, and they will win that awesome set of books. Also, for another chance to win, head on over to bryscomics.com and sign up for the newsletter, and every single month you're entered to win a free slab. This month it's Spider-Gwen #0 reprints, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy as the new Spider-Woman. Awesome cover in a CGC 9.8. I also just got in the first ever Bry's Comics exclusive Stray Dogs trade paperback. The Silence of the Lambs cover homage comes in this sweet Mylar with a really cool COA on the back. Of course, the awesome Bry's Comics logo. Shout out to Owen Good, made by Goody, for this awesome logo. There's only 20 copies, about 20 copies or so left of this over on the website. I was shorted 25 copies, so if they replace it, I'll have 25 more copies sometime in the future. But that means if they don't replace it, this will have been limited to 200 copies. It's supposed to be limited to 225, but I was shorted 25. So there's still a couple copies of this available over on the website. Also, the House of Slaughter, an update on that. House of Slaughter has been delayed 1 week for all covers, and the 1 in 1000 has been delayed 2 weeks because it's going to ship separately directly from Boom Studios to ensure safe handling. So I'm going to ship out the 1 in 1000 separately. If you ordered that book, you'll get the other books, so the other books aren't held up by the 1 in 1000. And there's also, I believe, less than 10 sets left each over on the website of the 1 in 10 set and the 10-pack secret variant at bryscomics.com. All right, now let's jump into these specs because we've got some good ones today. First up is Nebula #1. This is the first solo series for Nebula, and there has been a rumor for a Disney Plus series featuring Nebula and Gamora for some time. And if that comes to fruition, this will be a minor key, probably about $150 to $300 book in a CGC 9.8, because every time that there is a character that shows up in the MCU, if they have a Marvel #1 first solo series like this, it always becomes a desirable key. The great thing about this book is there's amazing artwork. The cover A is done by Jen Bartel, which always helps to boost the prices and keep these books desirable. So you can still find this book for well under cover price all day. It came out in 2020. It's not scarce or hard to find at this time. There's also a 1 in 50 by Mirka and Dolfo, which I found a near mint copy, which I sent off to CGC, definitely a 9.8 candidate, for $10 on eBay for the 1 in 50. And there's also a 1 in 100 by Ron Lim, which is a remastered variant, super cool cover, and not a ton of inventory, which is why a CGC 9.8 recently sold on eBay for $227, which if you can pick up a minty copy of this for $60 to $70, that's an easy double up at today's prices with no announcement. So imagine what that book would be worth if there was an announcement. Next up, we have Gamora #1, and this is the exact same spec of the Nebula book, but it's for Gamora's first solo series. It even has an awesome cover from a well-known artist in Isad Ribic. So literally the exact same idea as Nebula #1. So the rumor for this Disney Plus show, the Nebula and Gamora Disney Plus show, started in 2019, and there was a graphic novel that came out recently in June of 2021, illustrated by Jenny Friesen, called Nebula and Gamora, Sisters in Arms. And so that begs the question, was the rumor misconstrued information that it was in fact a graphic novel and not a series for Disney Plus? Or is the graphic novel further confirmation that Marvel is deeply interested in developing the stories around these two characters and that a Disney Plus show could still be coming? Nobody knows for sure, but for less than cover price, I will definitely take a chance on both of these books. Plus, both of these characters are established in the MCU. And it's their first solo series. It's kind of like these books are undervalued as it is, whether or not they get their own series. Next up, we have Doctor Strange Volume 4, Number 1, and this is the first appearance of Zelma Stanton, the librarian in Strange Academy, and she plays a major role in that series. She's like front and center in almost every single issue of Strange Academy. So if they do a Strange Academy series, you can be sure that Zelma Stanton will be a prominent character, not just a background character. Cover A has never really sold for above cover price, and there are deals to be had all the time for the incentives. There's a 1 in 25 Rebelka, a 1 in 50 Nolan, a 1 in 75 Quesada Color, and a 1 in 150 Quesada Sketch. All right, the next two books are books that I see as established keys, cold keys, if you will, that are almost certain to have not reached their peak yet, but they have seen some peaks in the past. That's what a cold key is. And I've been doing this long enough to see trends. I see where the MCU is heading, and then I see books like these, and I decide to park a lot of my money there. The way I see it, I could take some of the money that I have in my business checking account that's just there as a cushion and put it behind these books that I think are almost certain to have a return. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out and do the same thing. I'm not suggesting that these are guaranteed to have a return. You always have to do your due diligence and figure out how much risk you're comfortable with, but this is just something that works for me and something that I'm currently doing. And first up, we have Captain America Volume 7, Number 25. Guys, it's the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. This book was selling for around $700 in a CGC 9.8 when the hype was at its peak after The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and since then it has died down significantly, and I'm stocking up because Anthony Mackie has been confirmed to carry the shield in Captain America number 4, which isn't the official title of the next Captain America movie, but the movie has been confirmed and probably won't be released until 2024 at the earliest, so this book might come down even more between now and then. Plenty of time to pick up raw copies, get them graded yourself, and maximize your profit. There is a very real possibility that we will see Captain America in other projects before then, however, so there could be good selling opportunities for years to come. And I've been picking up the cover A. There's also a 1 in 15 Hasbro action figure variant, which a lot of people are sleeping on. I don't think people recognize that that is the same book. It's the 1 in 15 incentive cover for Captain America 25. And there's also a 1 in 15 Stomp Out Bullying variant, which is way less desirable of a book. It doesn't have that great of a cover, but it's the same significant book, and if you can find it for a great price, why not? Next up, we have Marvel Point number 1. This is the first appearance of Sam Alexander as Nova. It's also the first appearance of Kane as the Scarlet Spider. It's the death of Terrax the Tamer. It's the first team appearance of Exterminated, which is comprised of Horror Show, Fiend, Deadeye, Prophet, and Goodnight. This is a one-shot, guys, so there's a lot going on with it story-wise. Basically, a ton of bonus spec in this, but the main importance is the first appearance of Sam Alexander as Nova. And anytime I see this for a reasonable price, which right now a good deal is around $250 to $280, I pick it up because I believe it's inevitable that at some point we will see and get Sam Alexander in the MCU. He checks both boxes of the next-gen superhero, and he's a diversity character, things that Marvel is doubling down on. There's the real possibility that he will come sooner than later, but even if it takes a while, I think it's a great long-term hold. Next up, we have Ultimate Fallout 4 second print. I'm still buying, guys. I'm still buying this book. The second print, the Pekeli variant, peaked at around $1,000. And the regular second print peaked at around $1,250. There was a couple major outliers. There's a couple sales of $2,500 for the second print, but I don't think those are legit. And anytime I see the Pekeli variant pop up on eBay for around $400, I snag it. And if you save a search on your eBay for auction items of Ultimate Fallout 4 second print CGC 9.8, you are bound to find one at a great deal, especially if the auction is ending at a random time. It happens all the time, so it pays to set that alert and to be patient. This falls into the same category as Marvel Point 1. I figure I can have money sitting in the bank, or I can pick up more copies of Ultimate Fallout 4 second print for around $400 $200. Next, we have Ultimate Comics #1. I've also been picking this up when I find it on the cheap recently. I bought it at some high prices in the past, and it has come down significantly since then. This is the first solo title and the second appearance of Miles Morales. It's also the first appearance of the Ultimate Prowler, the uncle of Miles Morales in the Ultimate Universe, and it's got that iconic Miles Morales cover, which has already been started to be cover swiped. So it's an awesome double key with a bonus iconic cover. As we know, we actually already have the Prowler in the MCU. He showed up in Spider-Man Homecoming as Aaron Davis, the Prowler, Miles Morales' uncle, played by Childish Gambino and Danny Glover. Why would you have Danny Glover, this awesome actor with tons of fanfare behind him, show up in a cameo in a Spider-Man movie, hint at Miles Morales, and then not use him again? I think it's totally possible that he becomes a major villain in a live action with Miles Morales, but this book also has Miles Morales spec. That's just the bonus spec behind it. This book saw a peak of $2,400, which was kind of an outlier. Averages were hovering around $1,400 for most of 2021, but it's now back down to 2020 prices with recent sales in the $800 range for a CGC 9.8. There's also a newsstand edition of this that demands a huge premium because it's so rare. It's unknown how many copies are out there, but by judging what's available on the market, I would guess it's in the single or double digits for 9.6 or better copies of the newsstand version of this. So that's it for this video, you guys. Don't forget to head over to Key Collector Comics to check out more information about these specs. Download the app and use code BRYZECOMICS to get a free 2-week trial. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and you're entered to win in the 8K giveaway for this awesome set of books: Berserker #1, 3rd print foil, and these awesome spec books: Infamous Iron Man #1, Invincible Iron Man #1, the Recount Ben Templesmith exclusive, and Nice House on the Lake #1 cover B. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks to everyone for all of the support and just the outpouring that I've got from the community about my collaboration with Key Collector Comics. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I can't tell you how stoked and pumped I am for this partnership and just for all of the awesome things that are in store for Bryce Comics. Speaking of which, this right here, I don't know if you noticed this, but this exclusive cover, it's got a 60-point clear backboard. That's why you can see the back cover. And so I just wanted to drop this little Easter egg that coming soon, I'm working on getting a new exclusive, and I'm just going to say 2 things about it: metal cover and clear backboard. So make sure to smash like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss announcements about that coming up. I appreciate all of you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bryze Comics.